Good day, dear listener, and welcome aboard the Ozma. We have an exciting show planned for you, but before we get too far, a word to the wise. Though Project Ozma is considered to be a comedy, the humor involved is known to contain swearing, allusions to sexual themes, as well as themes of minor violence. A more in-depth description of this content as well as the transcript can be found in the description. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy today's episode.
Welcome to the Academy, the school for the elite of the elite. Now, I'm sure you have a lot of questions.
I really don't.
Which means you've already broken rule number 1. Ask no questions. If you don't already know something, you're not supposed to. So, let's move on to...
I've already been through orientation once, when I came to the academy 6 months ago.
Really? Because it seemed to me as if you'd missed that core message.
Don't question anything. Don't ask questions. No questions, you hear me? Questions strictly prohibited. Question, and you get to listen to me enjoying the sound of my own voice and...
Very good, Quinn.
Thank you. Your praise is incredibly meaningful to me. Now then, is there a reason you called me in here?
Well, yes, but of course, Quinn. You know how I love to hear you try to talk like you're a big girl. After all, you mentioned how you've been with us for 6 months, so obviously you know everything, don't you?
Oh, you know how much I value your teachings. Please, headmistress, inform me of the necessities.
Oh, but I will. There's seemingly one very important aspect you've forgotten during your orientation.
Just how alarmingly painful the sound of your voice can be, yes.
My. Someone certainly grew some courage during her stint in the big wide world, didn't she?
And someone doesn't like her subjects having wills of their own, does she?
Oh, quite the contrary. I love when that happens, because then I get to show them. Who's boss?
You can drop the act, Wylde. We both know you're all bark and no...
Is that enough bite for you?
No, No, just a coincidence.
Rather strange one. One day, you decide to let slip to Mommy and Daddy about what you'd been up to on your latest assignment. The next, they experience a little... car trouble. Awfully strange coincidence.
You killed them. Why?
So you're certain of what I'm capable of. And then again, Quinn, I thought I knew where you drew the line too. Looks like we were both wrong.
They had nothing to do with it. Them knowing was so incredibly harmless that it was as if I had told a tree. They didn't tell anyone, they didn't...
That doesn't matter. What matters is you created a breach of confidentiality. I acted accordingly.
Accordingly? You killed 2 innocent people.
Me? Oh, Quinn, sweetheart, I merely read the eulogy. You were the one who dug their graves.
Don't be ridiculous.
Any person in the world could experience car troubles at the wrong moment. But the second you started gossiping with good old Mumsy and Popsy, you had fate choose them. Your parents are dead because of you, Quinn.
No, you were the one who killed them, not me. I wouldn't...
But you did decide to tell them, didn't you? You knew there would be consequences, but... They just weren't the ones you wanted, were they?
So what happens to me? You gonna kill me too?
Oh, no. Quinn, we would never. You're a valuable asset, and we just don't toss away those who are valuable. Besides, I believe you've learned your lesson. And speaking of, don't you have a lesson in 5 minutes ago? You better get a move on. You know how we feel about tardiness here at the Academy.
Wylde, what are you—
Welcoming you back to the Academy, of course. Now, run along. I'm a very busy woman. Oh, and Quinn, one last thing before you go rejoin our charming establishment. Remember to read the fine print this time around.
Of course.
Just a piece of advice. After all, some people aren't lucky enough to even get to see the contract. Like your friend, for example. What was her name? Something mythical. Persephone, perhaps.
Understood.
She sounds like a bitch.
That's right, Percy. Real bitch.
So your parents are really
Dead? Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Quinn, I'm so sorry.
Don't be. It's not your fault. You didn't know.
Because if I had...
Let's just say that Wylde wasn't exactly the type to make empty threats.
Oh my god. I never realized... I thought
That I was just being an asshole when I stopped talking to you? I figured.
Shit, Quinn. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Really.
No. You know what it's not? That psycho killed your parents. She kept you from your kick-ass best friend for 5 years. I don't give a damn about who she is. The second we get back to Earth, I'm gonna track her down and make her pay.
Percy.
And her precious academy, I'm gonna tear that shit down brick by brick until...
Percy, stop. It doesn't work like that.
No, it does. One thing being Queen of Earth has taught me is
You
that...
do actually remember that you're not actually queen, right?
Wylde won't know that.
Actually, she will. Because if you could shut up for 2 seconds and let me explain what the Academy actually is.
If it isn't my favorite student, Quinn, come on in.
Hello, Wylde.
So, Quinn, your teachers speak very highly of you. Top of the class in... Well, would you look at that? Top of every class. Very well done. There is the small matter of that stunt you pulled in your second year, however. Flunking every class? What was that about?
You said you didn't want to toss out valuable assets. I wanted to be tossed out. Becoming useless seemed like the next step that wouldn't result in you trying to snip the brakes off any of my cousins.
Oh, Quinn, that is old history. And I am proud to see that the extra tutoring has helped put a stop to that attempt.
Tutoring isn't quite the word I'd use.
It helped you succeed in your usual classes, did it not?
Well...
Then there's no need to dwell on the past. Let's discuss the future. Any ideas about what you want to do after leaving the Academy?
Well, there are my dreams of performing stand-up to consider.
Is that so? Because I strongly recall you telling me that was Plan B if there were no jobs for... How did you put it? Men in Black?
And let me guess. Business is booming.
Like never before. That was why you chose to attend the Academy, wasn't it?
I chose to apply to an old prestigious school overseas that promised to provide me with all the skills I needed to make a difference in the world. I most certainly did not choose whatever the hell this madhouse is.
Quinn, honey, I know that you and I have had our disagreements in the past, but surely you have to realize that that is exactly what we've done here. Groomed you to become the kind of person our society needs right now.
Maybe if you spent more of your time outside not actively murdering people, you'd realize just how insane everything you're doing here is.
Insane? Maybe so. But pick up a newspaper, Quinn. Is there anything sane left in the world? I mean, just look at all the things the government is covering up. Conspiracies, nuclear weapons, aliens.
Aliens?
Oh, you'd be surprised. And don't even get me started on those private corporations. We live in a world of secrets, Quinn, and the Academy is smack in the middle of it all. The spider at the center of the web, so to say. We see everything that goes in, or out, for that matter.
Okay, let me get this straight. People pay us money to read online forums on wacky conspiracy theories?
Forget money. The truth is the most valuable currency in the world right now. One rock may have been enough to kill Goliath, but a single secret can bring an entire country crumbling down. If you own enough of them, no one can touch you. And we own them all. Those online forums you were talking about? Filled with carefully planted information at the hands of some of the Academy's most promising assets. Not too much, just enough to leave them wanting more. It's all supply and demand, you see. They demand the truth, and we supply it.
For the right price, of course.
Naturally. The truth is only worth something if it can be taken away. For the right price, we can cover anything up. So, do you see what I mean? We provided you with exactly what you were promised. A way to make a difference. A way to contribute to society in the most meaningful way possible. By controlling it.
I don't understand how you can wake up in the morning.
With a smile on my face. Now then, darling. Off you go.
Can I call her a bitch again?
As long as you've given up on the plan of hunting her down and saying it to her face, knock yourself out.
I guess I should focus on taking down the villains on board the Ozma first.
No. There is no first. Going after Wylde shouldn't even be on the table. The Academy may be at the center of the web, but she's the spider. She knows everything about everyone, even her own agents. Especially her own agents. She controls an entire network of graduates from the Academy, stationed all over the world. And as someone who went to that school, trust me when I say that they are pros. AKA, you do not want to mess with any of them.
And that includes you?
That includes me.
Hold on. Based on what you told me about everything, the Academy doesn't seem like the sort of place you just, walk away from.
It isn't.
But then wouldn't that mean that... You're not!
No, Percy. I'm not still with them. I'm what you might call a special case.
So what?
So that's when King and I met.
It's not easy. What you're planning.
What? Who are you?
Max King. You're Quinn.
I am.
And you're trying to get out of the Academy.
Who are you? I know I've not been quiet about this, but I'm not exactly trying to get myself killed here either.
Oh, I understand. Have to be on tiptoes all the time. Must be stressful. But you can't let anything slip up. Not after, your parents. But your grades, your actions. It's a dead giveaway.
So what?
So what if I knew a way to get you out?
Impossible. I've explored every aspect, every inch. There's no way out.
When you're crawling on your stomach, you can only see the cracks in the floor. When you get up on your knees, you can see the bigger cracks in the ceiling.
I don't understand.
A higher rank has more access. Has more visibility, if you will.
You're telling me there's a way?
Of course. Quinn, my new friend. In life, there are many things you simply have to play along with to get what you want. Whether or not you agree with the actions themselves is secondary. Biting your tongue and climbing the ladder is a higher priority.
So I have to keep at it.
Normally you would, yes. But I have a little side project I'm working on. If you help me, I'll get you free of this place.
But I won't like what you're going to ask me.
I'm afraid these are the terms of the system, Quinn.
I want to think about it.
I'm sorry, but we don't have the time for that.
What do I have to do?
I don't get it. What does all that mean?
It means that I ran away, okay?
And what did you have to do for King?
That's a story for another day.
Oh, so we're back to this.
No, Percy. It's just that there are things we have to sometimes do that are shameful, okay? It's not that I don't want to tell you because I don't want you to know. I don't want to relive those memories.
All right, fine. But what happened after?
King took me away.
Where to?
To the one place where they shouldn't reasonably be able to reach me.
What place? Oh.
When King approached me with the offer, I didn't even care if it was crazy. It was a chance to escape Wylde's clutches, and a chance to come back with secrets she could never even dream of. And if it turned out to be fake...
You know what? Let's just be glad it wasn't.
Yeah, let's do that.
And hey, if we're gonna get you back to Earth to rub all of this in the Academy's face, we should probably focus on, actually making it back to Earth without screwing it up too much.
Sounds like a plan.
Wait, just one more thing. It's probably stupid, but I need to ask. You knew it was legit before you got me on board, right?
Well, I mean, I was pretty sure.
Pretty sure? How sure is that? Sure enough to put your best friend in the line of fire if it turned out that you'd miscalculated?
Listen, Percy...
I would have done it.
What?
If you told me everything that first day, what had happened, why you needed my help, I would have gone along with it if you'd asked. But you didn't, did you? You kept me in the dark even when you didn't have to anymore. You didn't trust me enough to know that I'd help you no matter what.
Percy, please don't. We can talk.
What, with a gun to my head?
Don't be childish.
Childish? You can piss way off, Quinn.
After everything I've told you, you really think I didn't do absolutely everything I could?
You have such little faith in me.
I didn't want you to die, Percy.
Did it ever occur to you that losing my best friend was the equivalent?
Hey, Percy, here's a heads up. It's not always about you.
When you're a two-person team, but I was alone. And so were you. You can take it or leave it, Quinn, but you were my sister. And I loved you. But now everything's different.
Project Ozma is a Goose Thunder Network-produced podcast. Today's episode, The Academy, was written by Ylva and Megan and edited by Sterling Rae, with sound editing by Burkhart and Sonny. Music was composed and performed by Benny James. The voices you heard in today's episode in order of appearance were Chandler Harrison as Wylde, Petra as Quinn, Allison as Percy, and Adam Blanford as Max King. Want to continue to stay up to date on all things Ozma? Follow us on Tumblr at Project-Ozma, on Instagram at Project Ozma Podcast, or on Twitter at Project Ozma.